What is up, Daddy Gang? It is your founding father, Alex Cooper, with Call Her Daddy.
Are you ready to fucking go?
I'm ready to fucking go.
Are you cozy?
Yeah, I'm cozy. These chairs are super cozy.
I literally had them shipped to New York because it was the only thing that I could have here for Call Her Daddy, and I figured we'd have the fucking chairs.
I love it.
Okay.
Okay, is my mic okay?
You look gorgeous.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Oh, Andy, we're already starting on. Okay, fine.
Okay, and then I'm gonna.
Then you're gonna shut the fuck up and
let you top me.
Okay.
Okay. But Call Her Daddy. Here's the thing.
Okay.
Gay guys during sex sometimes like to call the other guy daddy.
Okay.
And I'm wondering, do straight guys ever call girls mommy during sex? Or is that creepy? Because it could be argued that it's creepy to say daddy during sex with a guy, but like...
This is a good way to start this episode.
Okay, good.
So my thought is, no, that's fucking creepy.
Okay.
I also think it's different because daddy is a connotation of like, it can be man or woman. That's like, you're a daddy, you're a baller, you're a hustler, like you make money, like you're rich, you're powerful. Where there is like, mommy doesn't have that yet.
Okay.
Maybe we can shift it today.
Okay.
So I think it's less sexual.
Okay.
If a man called me mommy in the bedroom,
it would be 2 episodes of the pod. Yeah.
Without a doubt, it would be divorce or a breakup wherever I was at in my life.
Yes.
I'd be fucking done.
Okay. Do you call guys daddy during sex ever? I know you're now locked
I
down.
have.
Yes.
I
okay.
have. It's not my thing.
Okay.
I definitely think once I started Call Her Daddy, I think men were expecting that, like, do I have to call? And I was like, no, you don't have to actually call me daddy in the bedroom, but you should treat me like a daddy.
Yeah.
Like, you still should be treating me like I'm not less than. I'm fucking equal, if not better than you, bitch.
Yes.
And so I think it just changed the vibe, but I wasn't expecting a man to call me daddy.
But do men call girls daddy in the bed?
Well, I have been called it.
Wow, that's interesting.
But I don't know if
you're
it's
like pegging?
It was more while like they were fucking me, which I guess is kind of like a power play, right? No, you're like, I'm
fascinating.
And you know what I will say, and now I can say it because I've had the show long enough, I would like someone to call me daddy, just not in the bedroom.
Right.
Like, I love when I'm on the streets. I love when I'm in a meeting and someone calls me daddy. I'm like, love you.
Yes.
But if your fucking pants are down and your dick is out, I don't want it. Matt has never called me that, and I love that for me.
Yeah.
Probably that's why I married him.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay, I just had to. Sorry.
No,
I now
is
relinquish.
Andy Cohen, welcome to Call Her Daddy.
Thank you.
Do you like being in the interviewee chair?
I'm good. It depends who's doing the interview. I think that talk show hosts make great guests because we don't like silence and we like to keep talking and we like to keep the ball in the air. But I do have a tendency to kind of try to turn it around. I interviewed Howard Stern a couple weeks ago, and I could tell from the very beginning, I was like, oh, he is going to try to keep. It was like, so it felt I felt like I kept having to kind of interrupt him and stuff because I was trying to get control. But no, I don't mind it. I enjoy it when, like, I'm excited to do this. This is like a special occasion. When I go on Stern, I'm excited to do it. I
get what you're saying.
That.
It's like if you're fucking with someone that's like, we're kind of at the same level, we both do a similar job, so like we both know how this goes. But if you're actually getting fucking interviewed for like a magazine and you're on camera, I'm like, oh my God, I don't even want to talk about myself half the time anymore. I just want to get the tea on other people.
Yes.
The hair.
My hair.
Yes.
Okay.
Talk to me. How did you decide to grow it out? I love it.
Thanks.
Have you been getting rave reviews?
You know what? It's been pretty positive feedback. Thanks for asking.
It's really good.
Yeah, thanks.
Are you going to keep it?
You know, I think I am. I have a full head of hair.
This is not fake.
Established. Okay. It's not faked. I have no pieces in my hair. And basically, I usually grow it out every summer because I get into a beach vibe every summer and I grow it out and I'm taping Watch What Happens Live less. This year, I also this summer lost some weight. And I think that when your face is thinner, you can carry off longer hair better. And so I was like, oh, wait, this actually now looks better because my face is a little thinner. So I think there's something happening in tandem.
Oh, that's so interesting. And when you went on this, is it like a health journey, or you're just like, I need to lose weight?
Both.
Are you like running? Are we working out? What are
We're doing everything.
Do you feel better?
I feel great. Yes.
I have seen some
really
people
good.
being like, he seems like in a good mood on the show recently, which I didn't know if it was just because it was also like you were just coming off a vacation from summer.
I am in a major natural high, even though I love edibles and whatever. But I'm feeling, I just moved into like my dream apartment. I have 2 kids. My show got picked up for 2 years. Everything is so good, knock on wood, that I'm just, and everything, and I feel good about myself. And it really does. At the beginning, in May, I couldn't button my suits. I was kind of at an all-time high, and I was like, I didn't feel good about myself. And I'm someone who usually feels pretty damn good about myself.
Wait, what was your vice for food? What were you eating?
I was eating everything and just drinking a lot, and I was just snacking a lot. And I have kids, and I'm making them. My dad's like, my son is like, yeah, I don't want any more mac and cheese. And I'm like, well, I'll finish it, and like waffles, and let's all get ice cream and burgers. And so it's like I was like a Hoover. I was hoovering food. It's so bad.
Well,
no self-control. And then at Watch What Happens Live, oh, Andy, this chocolate chip cookie company sent you this huge thing. And then I have 2 tequilas on the show, and I'm like, where's that cookie? So like I was a psycho. I was just a psycho.
Oh my God. Okay, well, I think that you looked great then. You look great now, but I'm happy that you feel good.
I feel great.
Okay, so you don't have clip-ins in your hair. I was thinking though, are you a high maintenance or low maintenance person?
The lowest.
Really?
Well, in terms of what?
I don't know, just like your life. Like, what's the most high maintenance thing about you?
Well, I'm pretty picky in terms of travel and hotels.
Yeah, that's good.
And things like that. I'm a man of taste. Okay, Daddy.
Yes, you are.
And so I'm very picky about things like that. I'm picky in terms of how I like my show produced or I'm professionally picky. If I go into a reunion, I'm picky about how the day is going to go.
Oh, we are going to get to the reunion stuff because holy fucking shit. But we're going to get there. We're going to ease in. We're going to ease in.
It's a journey. Let's ease in. Take care of me.
I'm going to take care of you.
Make love to me slowly.
Why don't you make love to the Daddy Gang right now and tell them what your tagline is? Let's start like Real Housewives. We've always got to do it. You do yours. Look at the camera. Tell the girls.
I'm a father of 2, but a daddy to many.
Oh my. Now, did you come up with that on your own? Did someone come up with it for you?
No, I think I came up with that one.
And even if you didn't, just go with it. Just fucking lie.
Yes.
In what ways are you a daddy?
I take care of people. I am very decisive. I am a little bossy. I am a top. I am I'm pretty opinionated. I like to be in control. I think daddies are in control.
So you're dominating it all.
Yes.
Okay, you've done your radio show at SiriusXM for what, almost 10 years?
I've had my radio channel for 10 years. I have 2 channels on Sirius, but it is the 10th anniversary of Radio Andy.
Congratulations.
Right now. Thanks.
It's pretty great. Fucking incredible.
Thanks. I'm excited about it.
Okay, I have heard that you've blacklisted celebrities from coming on Watch What Happens Live. What does it take for a guest to actually piss you off? And is that true?
Wow. You know what? There's a short list.
Okay.
And there have been people who've been not nice to my staff. That will get you on the list.
Yep.
I mean, unless you're a huge star. And then it's like, oh, okay, whatever. That's kind of,
You're like, treat them like shit. It's fine.
She's a diva and that's so fierce. She was a cunt.
You're like, come back soon, babe. Love you.
I know. And then I'm like, sorry to my staff member. Like, you know what? I mean, we all have to deal with it. No, but so I mean, no. I think that would get you on there. I think, I think people who just come on. There are people who just have had so many stipulations about the interview, and I'm like, you know what? Let's not do this. Like, it's good. We're good. Because also the expectation with me is that I'm going to go there much like you. And so it's like, I'm not doing this.
Right.
It's
I'm not
too
trying to make you
weird.
uncomfortable, but you got to play the game.
Exactly.
Okay, wait. Could you name one person?
Probably not.
Okay. Okay. We're going to play one of your games. Marry, shag, kill.
Okay.
Howard Stern.
Okay.
Tom Sandoval. Craig Conover.
Oh, I would. Oh, interesting. Okay. Well, that is a little bit of an HR issue because Craig is still on Bravo. So I think I'm going to make it easy. I'm going to marry Howard. Listen, I'm going to shag Sandoval because I do think he is he's like one of the prettiest men that he's a very pretty looking man. Huh. Absolutely.
I've never met him.
And Craig, I'm going to have to kill only because it's an HR issue. And I don't want him to feel uncomfortable if I was like, I would shag Craig.
True. So we're kind of reading between the lines that maybe if he's off of Bravo soon, you would slot him.
Maybe he'd be in play a little bit. I love Craig.
Okay, that's a good answer. Daddy gang, intimate partner violence is extremely hard to navigate. Abuse isn't always obvious, and once you start noticing the warning signs, it can be extremely hard to know where to turn next. YSL Beauty's Abuse Is Not Love campaign is not just about awareness, it's about action. Their mission is to educate, empower, and provide access to real tools and support. So I want to talk about what to do if you notice the signs of abuse in your own relationship. The first thing that you need to do is trust your gut. Emotional and psychological abuse often starts out really subtle, and sometimes you feel it in your body before you're fully aware of what is going on. It can start as small as just feeling a pit in your stomach when your partner does or says certain things. If you start to feel anxious physically, even if consciously you aren't sure why, that is something to listen to. The next step from there is to talk to someone. Even if you're telling yourself you might be overreacting, just check in with someone. A friend, a family member, maybe a counselor. Sometimes just saying out loud what is really going on makes all the difference in how you're able to process it. You don't need to go through this alone. Telling just one person the truth about the ins and outs of your relationship can give you the support system you need to navigate your situation. The next thing to do is set boundaries. Tell your partner when something isn't okay and be transparent about what you will do if that boundary is not respected. If your boundaries are laughed off or ignored, take that as a sign to create distance. You are allowed to have an equal say in what is or isn't okay in your relationship. And you are allowed to leave when your boundaries aren't being respected or considered. Finally, know that help is available. You do not need to wait for things to escalate. There are friends, family, and professionals ready to step in as soon as you're ready to accept help. Just because the abuse isn't physical, it doesn't mean it's not extremely unhealthy. You can get help at any point, even if you're telling yourself it isn't bad enough. If someone you care about is in an abusive situation, the first thing to do is just be there without judgment. Let them talk and listen without blame. They may not be ready to end the relationship, but they are ready to talk about it, and that is a huge first step. Abuse thrives in secrecy. So creating a space where a friend is free to share without judgment is pivotal to helping them stay safe. The next thing to do is share resources. Point them to hotlines, support groups, or organizations like It's On Us. It's On Us is an amazing nonprofit that focuses on college sexual assault prevention. They run peer-to-peer campus programs offering consent education and bystander training. These trainings can completely change someone's life. Finally, if you have a friend going through an abusive relationship, the most important thing to do is keep showing up. Isolation is a tactic abusers use, and your support might be a lifeline. If your friend starts canceling or stops answering, don't give up. Everyone navigates these situations at their own pace. Once we know the signs, it's so important to know where to turn and to be that support to others who might be struggling. So for resources, go to www.thehotline.org. The National Domestic Violence Hotline operates 24 hours a day and provides tools through call, text, and live chat. Love should never come with fear, pain, and isolation. Join YSL Beauty and their Abuse Is Not Love initiative by learning the warning signs of abuse and helping raise awareness, because love should never hurt. If this feels familiar to you or someone you know, take it seriously. Abuse is not love. Okay, now we're going to play a Call Her Daddy game.
Okay.
It's called Confess or Text. That's why I had you bring your phone out.
Okay.
Here's how it works. I'm going to ask you a juicy question.
Okay.
You can answer the question, then we move on to the next. If you don't want to answer the question, you then have to send a text to a person that is in that bowl, and the text is written. 3 of the 4 people in that bowl I've actually interviewed, and they're your friends, so that will be fun. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 1. How much money did you make last year?
Oh my God. Oh my God. I have to text someone. Oh my God. Really?
I thought you weren't going to answer that.
Are you fucking kidding me? There's no way I'm answering that.
Why not?
Because I feel like it's douchey, and I feel like, frankly, I'm in a position in my life where I'm making money that is totally, there's an incredible wage inequity with people that I work with, and also people who do jobs that are way more important than mine, like special ed teachers or home hospice care. I mean,
you're self-aware.
It is not fair.
No one needs to hear.
Ridiculous.
Love, text. Who's it to?
Lisa Vanderpump.
What does it say?
We're going to shake up the Beverly Hills cast. Who do you think I should cut next season? What's it going to take to get you back on Housewives? Okay.
You either text one of those. Which one do you want to do?
I think I'll text her. Well, she's going to say Kyle.
Stop.
Shaking up BH cast. Who should we part? I'm saying excellent with.
Look at the smirk on your fucking face.
Okay.
You're like, you little shit.
Okay.
It's either that or how much money you make. I think that's easy. That's easy. So you think she's going to say Kyle?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay, next. What public relationship?
She's so cheeky. She'll probably say, goodbye, Kyle.
Okay, what public relationship do you think is purely PR?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Or has been PR?
I suspected that Amaya Papaya and her guy, I was like, I don't know.
What, because you got the vibes from the reunion?
No. Even before the reunion, I was like, I went into that feeling a little like, are they on or off?
And did you think it was both of them playing in, or do you think it was Brian using Amaya? Because that's, I think, a huge conspiracy.
I didn't have an opinion about who was working the other.
You just thought it was fake.
I just thought, I don't know if I would say it was fake, but I was wondering if it either had legs or it was still going. Yes.
You may have been right, because they're done.
Yeah.
Okay, what really went down between Brandi Glanville and Caroline Manzo?
You know what? If it were up to me, you would be seeing the entire thing. I would like nothing more than for everyone to see that.
Wasn't it just legal?
It's not you know what? Some things happen at Bravo that go, or on Bravo or on the shows, where people are like, why did you do this? Why did you do that? Or why didn't you keep this person or whatever? And I will say there are situations where it's in the network's hands and not me. I'm a free agent and I am a executive producer of all of the Housewives shows, but certainly not the last word. I'm a loud voice in the room, but not the only voice.
Okay, good to know. What work have you had done?
I've had no work done. I lost 25 pounds this year. I started I think this year to get a teeny bit of Botox in my forehead. I've had it done twice. You've
got movement.
Yeah. I mean, it's a teeny bit. I am thinking of having a smidge more. I don't want to look crazy.
You look great.
But that is it. I've had nothing done. Not a thing.
You're so fucking real for that. I love that.
Yeah. I also feel like if I do have something done, I'm going to have to immediately talk about it because I ask every housewife, what have you had done? And I feel like it would be so hypocritical. This summer, I microdosed a GLP-1 and I immediately talked about it when I came back from break after Labor Day because I was like, I will be the hypocrite of the universe for not saying this because of every question I've asked.
Wait.
I will be such an asshole.
First
so
of all,
I just knew that I had to do it.
What is a GLP-1?
It's like a Mounjaro, Wegovy,
Ooh.
whatever. Yeah.
No, I saw a clip this morning of you talking to, I think it was Larsa, and you were like, she was like, I had my boobs done, I had this done, and you're like, your butt? She was like, my boobs. You're like, and your butt? You had your butt done? I was like, honestly, Andy, fucking love it. Okay, which housewife's firing caused the most behind the scenes chaos?
Behind the scenes chaos. I would say when we totally revamped Roni, and I would also say when we let go of, at the end of season 4 Roni, when we let go of Jill, Alex, Kelly, Cindy Barshop. I think that was kind of a big thing. But I have to say, I mean, the chaos behind the scenes, it wasn't, it was just, wow, we're doing something very bold.
Okay. Okay. Have you ever slept with a member of the Bravo universe?
No.
Never. And that's just been an intentional, or it hasn't presented itself?
I think that even I understand the rules of the game there as far as that goes.
Fair.
There have been a couple that I would, that in my mind I've thought like, well, no, that would be interesting. But yeah, I think that would probably, especially at this point, be unwise.
Yes.
Don't you?
I completely agree. You should keep where you're at and don't fuck it up.
All good.
Do you think Wendy from Potomac faked her home invasion?
You know what? I love Wendy from Potomac, and I am really very strongly hoping that this doesn't pan out to be anything. I think she's been a great role model, and she's really led with her education and her family values. And so, I don't know anything about the case, but except that I was caught totally off guard by that.
Dude.
Yeah.
Okay, text 2 more people because you answered all the fucking questions.
Well,
I
then,
knew you. No, come
why
on.
do I have to
pick one?
look
Pick
at
one.
them?
Yeah, take a look. Take a look.
Okay.
I know. Holy shit! I need to ask you a harder question.
Anderson, I've gotten myself in a bad financial situation. This is awkward. Can you help me out? He would be like, "You're high." What if instead of shots this year, New Year's Eve, we do shrooms? I think the ratings would be crazy. You don't think I've suggested that already? Okay.
Fuck.
John Mayer, I'm going on Caller Daddy with the Alex. Any advice? We've already had that conversation.
What did he say?
FaceTimed yesterday.
What did he say?
He's like, you're going to be great. He goes, go. He was like, go, deliver. He was like,
you know
what you're doing.
Fair.
Yeah.
Love you, John.
I think I'm ready for my music debut. Will you help me? He'd be like, absolutely, baby.
Oh.
SJ, just realized I never asked. You're leaving shoes in your will for Lucy, right? She'd be like, there will be something special.
Oh.
Hypothetically speaking, if I wanted to buy Carrie's iconic pink dress from you, how much would it cost? She would be like, who's
Fuck off.
Who's on your phone?
Good. So I got the right one with Lisa.
Yeah. Fun.
Okay. When I was prepping for this interview, I realized we have something in common, which is we both went to Boston University.
Wow.
And so did Howard.
Yes.
It's like a breeding ground for Sirius XM people.
Hilarious.
Look at us.
Serious.
Like, how would you describe yourself as a freshman at that point in your life?
I was in the closet. Hard to believe. I was a hippie. I was a deadhead. I still am a deadhead. But I was like a straight-ish version. So I was a little more like, hey, I was like, I talk different. There's video of me at the time. I'm like putting it on. I'm like, yeah. But
you knew you were gay at that point.
Oh, did I? Part of the reason I went to BU, frankly, was because not only they had a great college of communication, but is that where you went?
Yep.
Yeah. It was a city school with no campus, and I didn't want to get sucked into an environment where I would be found out. And I wanted to be able to disappear in world. And I also was super scared of the fraternal system, which I now am understanding is where all of the gay sex happens. So I'm like, what the hell? I should have gone to like Indiana or whatever. And these idiot, confused straight guys would be blowing me every night. And I actually would be, so that was dumb because all my friends are like, Sigma Chi at Cornell, not to blow anyone up, but like the stories I have heard, like there are so many gay friends that I have. And I'm like, wait, you were on the swim team where and what happened? So
holy fuck! But I get it because it feels like it would be like a homophobic situation. Meanwhile, they're like fucking doing you in the bathroom, and then they're going to reunite with their girlfriend.
They're like creeping into your. They're all creepers at night, drunk, and then they're like, "What? This didn't happen."
Wait, and where did you grow up?
St. Louis.
Okay, and
where'd you grow up?
Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So I was excited about BU too, but was your family supportive when you came out?
Yeah,
okay,
they were great.
You were just socially nervous to come out.
Well, look, it was a different time.
Yeah.
And everybody was dying of AIDS. I came out in 1988. I mean, this was a totally different time. There were not many gay people on TV at the time. Will and Grace wasn't on. So it was The Real World was starting at that time. And I think The Real World started in like 90. And that was like the first gay guy, my age was on TV. So it was a very different time.
Totally.
And it was scary. It was a way scarier. Even as liberal as my parents were, we got the New York Times delivered to our doorstep when I was growing up. But I didn't have a sense that me being gay was going to be that amazing news for anyone. And also, the idea of having a family, if you were coming out of the closet, was not. I remember the conversation I had with my mom, and one of the first things she said was, I probably would have hated your wife anyway, which is a great fucking line. And she probably would have, by the way. It would have been a nightmare for me. So, but I said to her, she said, during that time that I came out with her, she said, I'm really mourning the loss of the life that I wanted for you. And I said, well, what was that life? And she was like, well, like you having a family or you being a dad. And I was like, well, I could still be a dad. And I didn't believe it when I said it. And she didn't believe what I was selling because it really was not. How was I going to be a dad?
And now look at
that
you.
would never happen.
And now 2 children.
Yes.
No, but did she text back?
No, Anderson did.
Oh, you didn't even text him.
Oh, wow. It's good news for him.
Oh, that's good, Anderson.
He got
I love that.
Piece of good news.
No, I cannot imagine what it would have been like back then. And I also, though, get what your headspace was of like, if I go to a city, I can kind of go all around. And BU is like that. Like you can go to the West End, you can go to the Southeast, like you can go anywhere and kind of disappear, which is not normal for college experiences.
Yes.
During this time, though, weren't you really kind of clear career-wise? Like you were in journalism.
Yeah.
Did you know what you wanted to do?
I wanted to be, my total dream was to be myself on television. But there were not many places where you could do that. Again, like maybe being a VJ, which I auditioned for to be an MTV VJ. Wait,
you would have been good at that.
I did not have my shit together. I didn't have my look together.
What did you look like?
I look so much better now than I did as a kid. I just was like, I had this kind of Jew fro and it was just bad. It was bad fashion, bad. And so I wanted to do that. And then my last internship was at CBS News. And my kind of mentor there was like, your eyes are so crossed. You'll never be on TV. And I was like, oh my God. Okay. And then I went behind the camera. And so I kind of gave up my dream of being on TV. I thought maybe I could be a reporter somewhere, but I didn't want to go to a small market and work my way up. I wanted to go straight to NYC, man, which is what I did. And I just started working behind the scenes.
Wait, someone saying that to you is kind of fucking shitty of saying...
You know what? By the way, I came up at a time where it was totally legal to say shitty things to everybody to their face, and it was like another day at work. So, I mean, I will say it toughened us all up. It was another universe of time. I've had pencils thrown at me in meetings. I mean, like, I've had people say so many tears, so much stuff, but like, you know, I feel tougher as a result of it.
I was going to ask you, like, early days of your career, obviously you have to start somewhere. Like, what was the most humbling bitch work that you had to do?
Oh, I mean, I was working on the morning show at CBS, ripping scripts at 3 a.m. I mean, I was like, whoa, I made it. I was like, this is so cool, because my check came from CBS.
That is
and
fucking
I worked
cool.
at the CBS Broadcast Center, and I was like, I was 23 or 22. I was the youngest. I kept being the youngest. I was the youngest, like, associate producer. I was the youngest producer. And so I was like a success story at that time. But I was doing all sorts of bitch work.
So, but you moved to New York City after college, which is amazing. And when you're living this life of CBS, are you partying? Are you exploring your sexuality?
I was fucking it was awesome. I got no sleep ever. I worked, and I was telling, there was no Grindr. There was no, so if you wanted to meet people, you would go out, and there were so many more gay bars in New York City, and there were gay bars in every neighborhood. It was like random neighborhoods. In the East 30s, there were 5 gay. I mean, it was crazy. So you'd be home, and then at 11 at night, you'd be like, yeah, screw this. I'm going to go to the Works. There was a bar called the Works on Columbus Avenue and 81st Street. It was so great. And all these video bars, and they just showed videos, and you would go alone, and you would meet people, and you would run into people that you knew from the neighborhood and whatever. And it was just a different universe. And I think that people are so fucked by social media and everything. And it was so cool. I met so many people, and I'm not saying I slept with so many people. I'm not saying I didn't, but it was awesome. And I just feel like when you move to New York, you choose life, and you are choosing to live, and that goes today as it went yesterday. But I was like, I was truly living my dream then, and I was like, this is the only place I want to be, and I don't care if I get 3 hours of sleep for the whole time that I live here, because this is so amazing. And I did.
I relate a lot to that. When I graduated from BU, I went right to New York City. I had like no fucking job. I moved in with a boyfriend that I hated, and I was like, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
And I was out every fucking night. I was at the clubs.
Yes.
I was sucking dick, and I was having a great fucking time.
Yes.
And I was like, let's go.
Yes.
And you lean in and you have fun, because you know it's not forever that you can like be in that moment.
Yes.
Okay, wait.
But also I was like, I will show up at 5 a.m. to work. Great.
Perfect.
And I'll be excited about it.
So when do you get on camera?
Oh, I didn't get on camera for many years later. I got on camera when I in the year 2000, Barry Diller offered me a job running programming at this startup cable channel. And I knew Barry socially. Still no Vanderpump.
Turn your fucking phone off.
Yes,
We're done. No, you're fine.
So I'll check it at the end.
Okay.
Barry offered me a job. I left CBS News after 10 years.
Okay.
I was running programming at this teeny cable channel called Trio that nobody ever saw or heard of, but I learned the ropes of kind of cable programming from this team from Barry Diller and this team he created, which is amazing.
That's amazing.
Highly recommend his book, which came out this year.
It's incredible.
It's amazing. So worked there. The channel the plug was pulled, and this company merged with NBC Universal, which owned Bravo. I was being offered the job of head of current programming on Bravo.
Okay.
But Viacom was starting a gay channel called Logo. And I was like, wait, I'm the gayest guy in TV. I should be running this channel called Logo. So I went and interviewed for that job, which I didn't get. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? You're not giving me this job? I couldn't believe it. So I went and worked for Bravo. not getting that job saved my life. I wouldn't be calling you daddy if I got that job.
Dude.
So like, honestly,
Thank God.
I wouldn't be, So anyway, a few years into it, now we've launched Project Runway and Top Chef and Workout and Flipping Out. And here come the Housewives. And I would say I started emailing my bosses dishy behind the scenes stuff from the set of a show that I was on. And my boss, Lauren Zelaznik, said, wow, you're a really good writer. You should be the first network executive to have a blog on Bravo TV on the website. So I started blogging as a network executive every day. And I started also talking about what I did the night before. And I went to Saint-Tropez last week and all this stuff. And then as a result of the blog, I started getting interviewed by CNN and stuff like talking head stuff. We need a TV executive to talk about Sex and the City ending or this happening or that happening. And so I started doing that. And my boss was like, and she knew that I wanted to be on TV, that was my goal. Mm-hmm. She said, what if we turn your blog into like a show on BravoTV.com and you can after Top Chef. And that's how Watch What Happens started. And that's how the reunion started. All because of this show online. And my boss believed in me and gave me the chance.
That is an incredible story also for anyone listening, because I feel like I have a lot of people at that point where they're maybe at the precipice of feeling like they thought they were going to get something in their career and they didn't. And you are literally breathing proof to be like, if you got denied from a job, it could be actually the best fucking thing that's ever happened to you. Because look at you.
Life lesson.
You wouldn't be probably exactly where I'm sure you would have made it in a different capacity.
But I don't know that I would have made it on air because it's highly unconventional that someone would believe in you behind the scenes to the point. The other two things I will say as life lessons were that even though I had to pivot from being on the air, I was so excited to be a producer and I was very grateful for all these opportunities that was presenting me. And I felt like, wow, this is awesome. So I still was happy to be working in television. The second thing is when I was getting these opportunities in front of the camera, I was not so full of myself to believe I wasn't getting high on my own fumes. So I wasn't saying to Bravo, well, now you need to pay me like a shit ton of money because I'm on the air and I'm a star.
Right.
I waited until I knew that I was worth something to them. And I knew that I had to be even better at my day job in charge of programming because this on-air stuff was the chance they were giving me, and it was not the thing. What I was hired for was to be in charge of programming. And I was like, now is not the time to take your eye off this wheel because they could take this away at any minute.
Right. It's like really making sure you're good at your fucking day job so that if your boss does give you like, okay, you can do this side project essentially. Mm-hmm. Don't make that your whole fucking MO because you need to still have your core. And you did that.
Yes.
Wait, so when did you get over this guy tells you, oh, your eyes or whatever, you're not going to make it on how did you find the confidence in front of camera?
Well, I've never been short of confidence.
Okay.
So I knew I could do it. And when my boss had confidence in me to do it, and also I was doing these interviews and I was like, they're like, okay, he can talk and be on TV. And also being a producer, I was producing myself. I understand how to be on TV because I'm a good producer.
That's a great point. That makes you have a different leg up because a lot of talent comes in and they're like, where do I look? And that's a camera.
Exactly.
And they don't even know what the fuck a camera is.
That's why the first night I went live on Watch What Happens Live, I wasn't nervous because I understand TV time and I understand how much I can fit in 3 minutes. And when my EP in my ear is saying, you have a minute left. I know what I can do with that minute and I know how I want to end the act and I know what I want to tease to and I'm producing myself. If I was not a TV producer, I would not be as successful as I am, I think.
Yes.
It's interesting to note that when I did go on camera with this after show, all the comments were, oh my God, that guy has such crossed eyes. So it did come into play. And I had to get over it. And my mom was like, you don't have crossed eyes. I'm like, apparently I really do. So I would joke about it on the air or whatever. But then when Watch What Happens Live started, I did have a couple years of imposter syndrome where I was like, who do you think you are? You're not a late night comic. You're not a stand-up. You don't deserve this. I did have for the first times really feelings, and I had to overcome that. And also people online were saying that I gave myself my own talk show, which wasn't possible. Everyone has a boss. I work for a big company. So I wasn't able to kind of circumvent an entire universe and give myself a show. Like
But it makes sense though, Andy, because I think you are essentially talking about infiltrating a space that didn't exist. Like you're saying, like I didn't relate to anyone that was on air because I wasn't a comedian or I wasn't an Oprah host or whatever it be.
Right.
So you're kind of coming into this lane that you're forging for yourself.
Yes.
And then when people are talking shit on you, that imposter syndrome is natural because you have no one to compare yourself to, but like, no, I'm doing it kind of like this person.
That's exactly right.
Meanwhile, it's the most brilliant thing to try to create your own path, but it's not fucking easy. And you kind of have to force people and train them to be like, I'm just going to stay consistent, and being consistent, eventually people are like, yeah, we kind of like this guy.
Right.
Who gives a fuck about how he
Where
looks?
he came from.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, love. We have to go back. So all this is starting. First season of Real Housewives. Can you describe that era, and can you kind of tell the story to anyone that doesn't know of like, how did this franchise come to be?
Okay, I will give it to you in a nutshell. That great guy named Scott Dunlop lives in Orange County, I believe lived in Coto de Casa and lived near Vicky and the gang, brought us a tape of the women. And it was kind of more of a Curb Your Enthusiasm style thing, but they weren't actors, so it was kind of confusing. At the same time, we saw something in these women. I mean, it was interesting. I mean, Vicky had a grotto in her backyard, but she was an insurance agent, but she talked about, they are all talking about their breast implants. And I don't want to be a creepy guy to talk about how big their boobs were, but they were talking about how big their boobs were, and their boobs were big. So, but they were moms and their kids were very attractive, and they spoke to their kids in a way that we hadn't seen before. And Desperate Housewives was the #1 show on TV. So we were like, what if we do this and we call it Real Housewives? Now, I'm a huge soap opera fan. In my mind, the greatest thing about this was they lived in the same community. Major, All My Children, Day One, me, Pine Valley. They all go to the same restaurants. They go to the same club, whatever. So in my mind, that would be the greatest thing. It was a team of people. Sherry Levine, Francis Barrick, Lauren Zelaznik, Amy Introcaso-Davis, this whole great group at Bravo. We looked at this and made these rules of the show. The rules of the show. We would only hear from the women. The men were in the background. We would, we would put a banner in front of everyone's scene, giving one of the women ownership of whatever the scene was. Now, these are still the rules of the show. When a scene starts on Potomac, it says Giselle in the bottom, and you see Giselle. I mean, this is the format that we all kind of figured out. And season 1 was really a challenge to produce. I remember the meeting in my boss's office because the edit was troubled. We didn't have the footage we thought we had. I remember the meeting where we brought to my boss, it's going to cost us $450,000. We're going to lose if we flush the toilet on this show because it wasn't going well. And I, lazy whatever, was like, yeah, I mean, if this goes away, I won't be so upset. Whatever. Because I was like, it seemed like it wasn't going to. She was like, let's do it. Let's stay with it. Okay, we're staying with that. Can you imagine? My whole life has been made on this show. Like, I owe these women everything in this show. Like,
It is so crazy because I think in terms almost of my age group watching, it is a different version, but reminds me of when Laguna Beach came onto the scene. And then the OC also was happening. I think the OC came first and then Laguna Beach. And it was like, wait, we're watching the OC, aka Desperate Housewives.
Right.
And then it's like, how are we not going to now get the reality version? Because California and the rich and the famous and the whole thing, it's like voyeurism.
Yes.
People just, when you're a kid from fucking Pennsylvania or first St. Louis, right?
Yes.
I would have died to just have a glimpse into Paris Hilton's life or Lauren Conrad's or, you know what I mean? These women. And so the fact that you guys got to capture it, but the mom aspect is something that was so fucking new. And I remember you went on to debate essentially Gloria Steinem of whether...
I lost the debate.
Okay. Well, I think anyone would lose any feminist
She was on my show and I stupidly, and we're live, I was like, you say this show is a minstrel show for women and whatever. But by the way, I know more feminists who love this show. Camille Paglia being kind of a leading feminist, but I look, and Roxane Gay, by the way. Yes. But also I look at a lot of famous, very strong women like Julia Roberts, Jennifer Lawrence, Sarah Paulson, just on and on, who view this show as a platform for women in their 50s who are, owning their sexuality and making their own decisions and all this stuff. So yes, but that debate with Gloria Steinem, maybe not my smartest moment, but I tried.
I definitely.
And she had never seen the show. If you look at the show and you look at clips of someone throwing wine or flipping a table, you're going to think the worst. I mean, I get it.
Absolutely.
I get it.
And I think that's anything, because I even do it with my show. It's like the promos and the trailers, it's meant to have you a little angry, a little concerned, a little, I need to click on this. Yes. And then once you settle in, you're like, oh, this shit is actually really lovely and fun. And of course there's the chaotic moments, but it's not chaotic after chaotic after chaotic.
Yes.
But going up against Gloria Steinem for a feminist battle, sweetie.
Dope.
Love that for you.
Yeah.
Call Her Daddy is brought to you by T-Mobile. Daddy gang, let's be real. I'm not exactly known as being like the most like outdoorsy girl, okay? I like a little hot tub outdoor, maybe a little drink on the patio, but that is like literally probably the furthest that I will ever go from my couch. But when Matt and I were on vacation last week, the only thing that this man wanted to do was go on a hike. Was I thrilled about this? Absolutely not. But luckily, Matt didn't have to hear me complain because I was able to text my girls' group chat the entire time we were on this hike. I updated them about how miserable my feet were, sent them some cute pictures of Henry and Bruce, obviously. And I was even able to vent about how mad I was that we took the wrong turn instead of yelling at my poor husband that we went on a longer walk than I anticipated. But even in the middle of nowhere on a random trail with 0 bars, I was able to stay connected with T-Mobile. The new Google Pixel 10 automatically connects to T-Satellite when you're off the grid and has early access to T-Satellite ready apps like Google Maps, Google Messages, even Find Hub, so you can stay connected in places you didn't think possible. And trust me, having access to Google Maps was extremely helpful when I realized that we had walked past the same tree 3 different times, Matt. Thank you. No matter what I'm doing, I know T-Mobile always has me covered. Plus, Magenta status means access to in-flight Wi-Fi. So even up in the air, T-Mobile has my back. You've heard before that you won't believe what you get with Magenta status, but now you won't believe where you are with it either. Check it out at T-Mobile.com/Magenta status. I think everyone's obsessed, obviously, with like, who does he like? Who does he not like? Top 3 favorite women of all time in the franchise.
It's really, I can't do it only because, first of all, it's kind of an HR issue and it's an ensemble show. But I will say, if you think about, I will think that for me, I'm a very nostalgic person. So like the length of time that I've known you always comes into play,
Reunions.
Yes.
Okay. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
First of all, what type of headspace are you getting into days leading up, the day of? Talk to me.
Used to be a really big deal for me.
Okay.
Leading up to the reunion, hours-long prep calls with the producers, speaking to the women in advance. The morning of, I would take a run. I mean, like, I was
jazzed up.
in the thing. I mean, to be honest, what do I do now? I drop my kids off at school. I'm like, what color suit do you want me to wear? What is the set? I bring 3 ties. I'm like, come on, let's do it. I mean, I am like so ready because also, look, I have one call with the production team and the network. And and we talk about the seating for the reunion. I ask them, where are we shooting? What suit am I wearing? And then we talk about where the women are. And, I will have notes on the order of the day. Okay. Sometimes I'll say, I don't think it makes sense to do it this way. X and Y is the elephant in the room. Can we please do it at the top of the day? Mm-hmm. Sometimes we save the biggest mess till the end.
Of course.
When are the husbands coming out? Why does that make sense? Why is this person coming? So those are all the conversations we have in advance. And then day of, it's game day. I'm ready to play the game. Mm-hmm. I have done hundreds of reunions at this point.
How crazy is that?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Okay, wait. Has anyone during a reunion ever really, really like pushed your patience and you've been like, I'm so fucking over you?
Yeah.
Like, give me an example.
Well, I mean, the last couple Jersey reunions, I had a really hard time with. And by the way, I don't like screaming at women. It is a bad look, but there are moments, and they left them in the show where I'm like, shut the fuck up or whatever, or be quiet. So yeah. And by the way, sometimes the only way that I can get people to be quiet is to literally be like, shut up, like go crazy. And there are some times where I will say to the producers, can you mark that? You're not using that. Because there are enough that are in the show, but like some are just, they're not. It's just me talking over a cacophony.
No, it actually looks like they're your children. Yes. And you're actually at a little like school event and you're trying to keep these kids in fucking line.
Correct.
I do think people love when you get nasty though, because it does get you, it takes a second to get you to that level. But when you get to that fucking level.
It takes more than a second.
Yeah. Yes. You go fucking feral. Who do you think is the worst person when it comes to speaking over people at reunions?
I think that Lisa Barlow, I think that there are some people who it's just harder for them, and it's no disrespect, it's harder for them to have the intake of what someone's saying and then speak back and then figure it out. I think Lisa Barlow might be one. I think Teresa historically has that's been a growth area for her.
Love you.
I think that I feel like maybe Toya on Married to Medicine could be in there. Love you, Toya. No disrespect. I think that Dr. Simone also, now that I'm in the Married to Medicine universe. Who else? I mean, there are some, kind of feel like Jacqueline Larita on Jersey may have been there. Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
We need to talk about Love Island reunion.
Okay.
Because you are like, I agree. You've done so many Real Housewives reunions. You're in that Bravo universe. And then all of a sudden it's announced that you're doing the Love Island reunion. And just for a little, okay, I wanted to hear because for context, I started doing Love Island interviews about 2 years ago. Okay. Pretty new. It was really mostly once US got big. I had done an interview with Olivia Atwood, who was from season 3 of UK. I was like in it. But, US cares more about the US stuff, I guess. So I did Leah and Rob from, I don't even know if you know who those are. Okay. It was the biggest fucking season until this past season. Yes. Okay. And I'm telling you, it was more intense, the feedback, than when I interviewed the fucking vice president of the United States.
Yeah.
I had to be so on my fucking game.
Yes.
These fans, I wish they took it as seriously as like voting for a president than they do fucking voting for Love Island.
Yeah.
So I couldn't help but be like, talk to me about your experience. Because I love it too.
Yeah.
But damn, it's fucking intense.
No, I think that the fans are super passionate. And they reminded, listen, I am used to this because Housewives fans are really passionate.
Okay.
And so, and like Jersey fans for years, there were Teresa's fan base are called tree huggers.
Oh.
And like there was a narrative going on around the tree huggers that I was super unfair to Teresa and that I hated her. And Teresa and I have always had a really good relationship, but I think that there was a period of time where she was getting confused by what the tree huggers were saying online, because also if you look at certain clips in isolation, you may think, what does this guy think of me? Or why is he being like this with me on the show or whatever? And so she would come and think, and before she went away, she and I had a very serious lunch together where we kind of really, I was like, like this is kind of a narrative that's happening outside of the show and whatever. And she's like, well, I've left feeling this way or whatever, but we really talked it out and it was great. But so I've been there with passionate fans.
Okay.
This one I was like, whoa, because I think a lot of the folks who watch Love Island weren't clued in on a Andy Cohen reunion, which is I go there, I don't break a sweat, I'm going to ask you, I'm going to come back at you. And the thing about the Housewives is I am also one of their bosses in theory. So I do, when I'm wearing my Housewives reunion hat, I am trying to be as the most neutral version of myself while also representing what the fans are saying, because I know what the fans are saying.
Right.
On Vanderpump Rules or Southern Charm or whatever, Summer House, I do get in the weeds a little bit with them a little more, and it's kind of fun for me. It's one of the reasons I love those shows and why I think people enjoy watching me doing those shows, because look, I love giving men with Peter Pan syndrome shit who make bad decisions. Like, I love it. It's like a Watch What Happens Live classic. Yep. Jax, come on in. Let's talk. So with Love Island, it just seemed like the perfect, I was like, oh, this is going to be so fun, whatever. People were upset that I was asking Hutta about her dating life outside the show. And I'm like, you were just on a reality show about your dating life. If anything in the universe has ever been more fair game, it is me asking you who you are dating now and who you, by the way, have been on red carpets with, so that there should be any backlash or commentary on that. I was like, oh, this is special. This is kooky. And by the way, the Hutta fans, and I'm sure they have a Hutta hive or something like that, they were really brutal. And what you need to know is I thought she made the show. Like, she was amazing. She was on your show. Yes. Like, so she was my person that I was most excited about talking to, because there was so much to talk to her about.
Absolutely.
But also you can't give me the answer of, oh, that was so long ago and I've changed, when it was 3 weeks ago. So like, I'm going to say, I get it that you're a whole different person in 4 weeks, but like, real talk, like that was 4 weeks ago. I am gonna be the guy that says that.
And I think for Bravo fans, if anything, they were like, oh, he's going light.
That was the other thing. People were like, y'all don't realize that was Andy Light.
That was light.
Kind of.
Well, because I was gonna ask, did you watch any of the season?
I watched the entirety of the season.
You did?
You don't think I watched the season? I wouldn't do a reunion show without watching.
You watched every fucking episode?
Daddy.
Oh,
what the fuck,
dude.
Daddy? Watch the whole thing. I'm not going to host something as important as the Love Island reunion and not watch the season.
I was wondering.
Why? Is there a conjecture that I didn't watch it?
Everyone's like, yeah, he had his fucking assistants watch it, then send him nuts.
That is insulting. I take my job seriously.
Okay, so when did you have time to watch? Like at night, you would just watch it every night?
I make time, Daddy.
Okay, I love that. No. I was very, very...
It was my job. I took it seriously.
And I love that you took it seriously.
And I don't love that there's fucking 18 episodes a week.
Dude.
Because like, I have 2 kids, 10 Housewives series. You know, I have a big life, but I watched it all.
It consumes your life. Like I was doing the same. I was
ready to go for next year. I have the schedule. I know when I'm.
You think you're going to do it?
Oh, am I going to host a reunion?
Yeah.
Oh, I hope so. They'll have me back.
I agree with you. I think I like it because it's during summer-ish.
Yes.
So it's during summertime. I plan my stuff. Yes. I get ready. I usually want to have like the top 2 talked about people on. Yeah. And I'm ready to fucking go.
Yes.
And Huda was amazing. Amaya was amazing. Like they come out and they're ready to go.
And they're superstars.
They are.
Yes.
And they pop off. Okay, we're going to do some rapid fire. Who is the hottest husband on Housewives?
Oh, that's a good question. You know what? Angel, the new Potomac housewife, her husband, former NFL player, he's bringing it right now.
Love.
But I mean, there have been many.
Okay. Yeah. If you could throw a drink in any housewife's husband's face, who would it be?
Oh, wow. There was, first of all, I don't condone violence.
Oh, yeah. But like theoretically throw a drink.
There was a one season housewife, from Jersey called Amber. It would be her husband.
Perfect.
Yes.
I'm dead. Oh, we don't condone it. We're just kidding. It's a hypothetical. It's a who's a cast member you wanted so bad but couldn't get to sign on?
Oh, there was a woman on Roni, people complained about the lack of diversity on Roni for years. And there were a few very high profile women of color in New York that I was sitting with, I was meeting with that didn't happen. So that one was Erica Reed, L.A. Reid's wife. And L.A. didn't want to be on the show. I mean, it was like a whole thing. And I know Erica, and she's amazing, and she was kind of the one that got away for Roni for years.
It's a good answer.
There have been a few.
Okay, which petty feud lasted way too long, in your opinion?
Well, oh gosh. I mean, there have been so many.
I know. Name one.
I mean, Gretchen and Tamara right now are arguing about things that happened 15 years ago, but they haven't had the space to do it.
So it's kind of fair.
So like it is fair.
Okay.
But I'm trying to think of one.
No, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are clued into that right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's the biggest douchebag in Bravo universe?
Me?
Perfect. Should Karen rejoin Potomac now that she's out of prison?
I love Karen. I hope so.
Okay. Would you rather have Karen or Jen Shah as your prison cellmate?
Karen.
Okay. What's been the most iconic Bravo moment that immediately just pops to your head over the years? Go.
We got the yacht.
Okay.
I don't know.
Which housewife has made the best song in their attempted singing career?
Oh, okay. I love Candace Dillard Bassett's song Drive Back.
Oh, never heard it.
Absolutely love it.
Go stream it, everyone.
Yep.
Do you think it's better than Sheena Shea's Good as Gold?
I love Good as Gold.
Okay.
I am a Good as Gold. Don't come for Good as Gold.
It's good.
Yes,
it's
as
good.
Gold.
Okay. Was Katie lying about what Gretchen told her about Naked Wasted?
Unclear. Lots of stories. Watch the reunion.
Okay. Who is the best housewife casting addition of the past year?
Stacy on Potomac.
Love. Call Her Daddy is brought to you by Pacifica. Pacifica has been 100% vegan and cruelty-free since day one. No animals harmed, no exceptions. They help turn your everyday routines into acts of well-being, packing their skincare, makeup, and beauty products with natural plant-powered ingredients. And yes, they smell incredible. Truly aromatherapy level products. Everything from Pacifica is conscious, effective, and totally guilt-free. Here's the secret, Daddy Gang. You don't really need to spend $80 for a vitamin C to actually work. Pacifica's Glow Baby Booster Serum is formulated with a daily dose of stabilized vitamin C and natural Kakadu plum extract to keep your skin radiant, glowing, and even toned. Plus, does your skincare smell like creamsicle? I'm obsessed with the vanilla and fresh orange scent. This serum addresses fine lines, wrinkles, and dullness, brightening your whole face and therefore your whole mood. Get glowing, Daddy Gang. Hit up www.pacificabeauty.com and use Call Her Daddy for 20% off. Your glow up just got way more affordable. Call Her Daddy is brought to you by Tinder. All right, let's talk about Tinder. Or better yet, let's talk about the early days euphoria that comes with having a new crush. The kind of crush where you've been maybe down bad, but in the best way, okay? You cannot stop thinking about them. Every single song reminds you of them, and you are making up scenarios about them in your head. There's kind of nothing better, right? Well, amazing news. That crush feeling is waiting for you on Tinder. Like literally right now, you have no idea what is out there unless you start looking. And Daddy Gang, the possibilities are endless. Once you have a crush, even the most mundane moments become beyond monumental. It is time to find the person who makes your entire day better by simply just texting you, hey, with a smiley face. You deserve it, okay? We all know there's no better feeling, and finding a new crush is easier than you think. Thanks to Tinder. Explore all of the possibilities for yourself. Tinder, it starts with a swipe. Download Tinder today. Putting housewives aside, how do you think your friends would describe you?
Connected. Like I stay in touch.
Okay.
As busy as I am, like I'm always in touch with my friends.
Love. What does a typical night out with John Mayer look like?
It is us going to dinner. We always sit on the same side of the booth. We sit next to each other always.
Do you hold hands?
That is our spot. No, but I do, as the night goes on, find myself sinking into him because he'll have his arm around me. And I do. And as a matter of fact, we were at the Sunset Tower last week.
Stop.
And I was getting so physical with him by the end that he was like, Andy. But I was kind of using his body to tell a story about a guy. But then I was like, I was in my cups a little bit. We were in a puddle of laughter. It ends, and we love each other deeply.
Oh,
we actually do.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Do you think you're like secretly in love with him?
I'm not secretly in love with him.
You are.
No, we love each other.
Okay.
If I could find a gay guy that was him, it would be magic. But you know what? I am so grateful for the love that we have.
You're going to keep it like that?
Yeah.
Okay, if you could set John up with anyone in Hollywood, who would it be?
It would be someone who has their own thing going, who has their own success, who is just smart and funny and just someone strong and independent.
I know, we're going to have to call him
wise.
after. I saw some news that he was seen with a certain woman, so I gotta confirm or deny with him. John, we'll call you after this. Okay, talk to me about Anderson Cooper.
Okay.
You met him through a failed blind date.
Yes.
Is that correct? Can you tell quickly what happened?
Yeah, our friend of ours, it was the 90s. It was probably like 94. I remember where I was in my then apartment when I spoke to him on the phone.
Okay.
And we were talking, and I made the fatal mistake of a couple minutes in. I was like, so Gloria Vanderbilt is your mom? I had no couth or coolness. And he says that was the moment where he was like, I'm not going to go on a date with this queen.
I mean, to be fair, that last name
I know.
is so...
but let it come up in conversation. But we wound up becoming really good friend. We both were friends with Barry Diller, and we would go on these trips with Barry and Anderson, and I was like, I love this guy, and I loved from the beginning making him laugh.
Did you ever want to hook up with him?
No.
It was immediately just friends.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Yep.
That's cute. You guys are... Do you think you'll be allowed to drink for
Yeah, we've
New
drank
Year's?
the last couple of years.
Okay, you're fine.
Yeah, we're good.
And have they told you like keep it at a minimum, or they're like let loose? Yeah.
I think we know what we're doing.
Okay. I like when you guys drink more.
Who doesn't?
Okay, which of your friends would you trust the most to set you up with someone?
I would trust Anderson.
Mm-hmm. Seems like he's got a good network.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you on the apps?
I'm on every app.
Oh.
Grindr, Scruff, Raya, Hinge.
I've never heard of Scruff.
Tinder.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, and are you putting pictures of yourself like this on your profile, or are they selfies? Like, are you doing work pictures? You're trying to avoid everything.
Yeah.
Like, do you have some of you like on set at Watch What Happens? Like,
I think on my Raya there may be one.
yeah, just to confirm, like it is really me.
Let's be clear.
Okay, and do you think on Grindr they think you're gonna like it's not actually you?
I've gotten kicked off Grindr for being
right, impersonating yourself, but you are actually...
People have reported me.
Oh my God.
Yes.
So does most of the conversation start where they're like, is this actually you? Send proof?
it's interesting. Some people are too cool for school and they'll say nothing. Some people are like, you look like him. Some people are, why are you sending his picture? Some people are like, ew. I mean, like, I get it all.
That's actually really fucking annoying, though, that you're like, okay, I know I have to go through this first phase where they either have to like hate me, pretend they hate me, love me, ask for fucking proof, and then we can start actually flirting.
Right. A picture that I've sent for years on Grindr is this picture that it's black and white and it's kind of blurry. So there's some doubt. It looks like me. It is me. But some people could say, I feel like it's a perfect first picture because it introduces the idea of me.
It's a little mystique.
Without being like me with my cards on Watch What Happens. You know what I mean? So like,
I love that for you.
It's a little bit of a chaos agent, this picture.
I would love to look at your dating apps. Okay, are you going on dates?
Yes.
You are.
I go on some dates. It's, I have kids, obviously.
Yep.
And so dating has really changed. And I meet two kind of people that I want to sleep with and people that I want to date. And we all do. So, and people that I want to date and sleep with, obviously.
Love. That's the dream. That's the dream.
That's the goal. But so, yeah.
If you are trying to impress a man, what are you doing on a first date?
I don't try to impress guys.
You don't?
No. I mean, what do you mean try to impress?
Like, are you taking them to a certain spot?
No.
Are you? No.
No.
And are you doing coffee dates because you're like working at night?
I wouldn't try to impress someone.
Okay.
I would. They would want to be with me or not. I don't want to be with some, slurpy twink who's trying to be impressed.
Is it true that you did though hook up with the guy that you met on Craigslist?
Craigslist used to be the place where we hooked up. Oh, yes. That used to be, Craigslist was Grindr before there was Grindr.
You're like, babe, that's another dating app, okay?
Yeah, yes,
okay.
It was.
And were you had some successes there?
Oh, yeah. That was before I was famous also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you ever go back on Craigslist?
I think that they unplugged the meeting up feature on Craigslist years ago.
Well, if they ever revamp it, you should be the face of.
No, thanks.
Oh, no, okay.
Yeah.
You get a fat check for that one.
Yeah.
Okay. How would you describe your typical type?
Well, again, I'm like the UN. It's all over the map. I mean, come one, come all. It's really about a vibe. I mean, to date, I like strong, independent, smart, has their own thing going, handsome. I really like. So it's so funny. The few people that I've hooked up with on Raya that I've actually hooked up in person with have mainly not watch What Happens Live and don't watch The Housewives.
So nice.
And they're like, no, I'm an architect and I do this, or I'm a finance guy. And
do you like that?
I do like it.
It's kind of hot.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, you've got a little like anonymity.
Yeah.
What has been your longest relationship?
3 years. I'm embarrassed to say.
No, 3 years is long.
Really? I'm an old guy.
Yeah, but 3 years.
I've been single far longer than I've been with people, but I like being single and I have a really good life.
So
I haven't been like, oh, I'm so lonely. And then my kids wound up saving my life. Having kids later in life was like the greatest thing I've
really
ever done.
It's beautiful. And I think that's
awesome.
You've got a full house.
I have a family. It's great.
We are going to play one of the games that you play on your show, word association. Just say the first thing that comes to mind. Single Nicole Kidman.
Living.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
Oh my God. That just took everything to come out of you. Okay, The Golden Bachelor.
Handsome?
We're for it.
Yeah.
Okay, Bad Bunny Super Bowl halftime show.
Yes.
Yes.
He's an American, you fucking idiots. God, Puerto Rico is in America. God,
I hate that you have to clarify.
swimming in a sea of fucking idiots.
It's so hard. It's so hard to be an American. Okay, Sydney Sweeney and Scooter Braun's relationship.
Into it.
Really?
She's so hot.
Oh, Scooter Braun?
Why not?
Okay. Teresa Giudice.
Yes, OG.
Ketamine.
Never done it.
Really?
I am the only gay man on the planet that has never done. Oh, no. Amy Sedaris and I did nasal ketamine once before we went to the Polo Bar. But it was just like, it lasted like a half an hour. We didn't go in a K-hole or anything. So we did do that.
Before the fucking Polo Bar?
It was so weird. Someone gave it to us. It was not the time or the place, but it happened.
I'm fucking done. Okay, Mauricio Umansky.
Handsome.
Okay, the next season of the Roni reboot.
Gonna be great.
Love. Okay, last, before we go, plead the fifth. 3. Ready?
Plead the fifth. Okay, great.
In your opinion, who is the thirstiest celebrity?
Well, I'm going to say, and I mean this with total love, and I love her, Brittany on Salt Lake City.
I love you. Okay, which Housewives couple is headed for divorce?
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, I have no idea. I'm stunned by, I'm still getting over Kyle and Mauricio.
I mean, too.
Yeah. I'm still getting over Rachel and Raj.
Okay,
Rachel,
so you don't have a new one.
Zoe. I don't have a new one.
Okay, so you're pleading the fifth. Who do you think should replace you when you retire?
Oh, wow. No, I'm not pleading the fifth. Now I wish I did about the thirstiest celebrity. Who do I think should replace me? Well, I don't really love talking about my retirement. Thank you very much.
But you're like, I've never been
should replace you, Daddy.
I know you're like, I've never been hotter. Fuck off.
I think, I'm like on fire. If you haven't noticed, then
you don't have to answer.
No, it's fine. I used to say, there's 2 people that I always kind of thought, which were Jerry O'Connell, who I love,
great,
and Jeff Lewis, who I think is great.
Okay, but you're not going anywhere.
But I'm not going anywhere.
You lost the weight. You got your long hair. You're looking sexy.
Yes.
Like, you're here to stay.
Yeah.
You're just getting started.
Yeah.
Andy, this was everything I could have imagined and more. This was so fun.
Daddy,
so easy. Didn't even feel like an interview, right?
No, it was so fun.
We were just hanging out.
Loved it.
I love you. And this was truly so much fun, and I'm so happy you came on.
Congratulations on all of your success.
Thank you.
How exciting. You're going to be the best mom, and I am so excited.
Wait, this is my pregnancy announcement.
For this next phase. She's wearing a sweatsuit, and I know why. You can't tell it all.
Start the rumors.
You totally can't tell it all. But your producer told me. I know I'm not supposed to say.
People are going to literally believe this. I love it.
No, but you are. When you do this, it's going to be the next phase, the evolution of you. And it's going to be so fascinating then to be in the call her mommy phase of this all. And I can't wait. And have me back, and then we'll talk about like parenting and stuff like that.
All the advice.
Also, we could just come back and bullshit, whatever.
Yeah.
But seriously, like I'm excited to see what happens next, because I know this is like a whole show in progress.
Oh my God, you're the best.
Congratulations.
Seriously, thank you.
Yes.
We love you, Andy.
Okay, I have a response from Lisa Vanderpump. I said, shaking up BH cast, who should we part ways with? She said, all of them.